Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I have a brand new REN reaction for you, and today we're going into part 2 of Money Game. I'm so excited to get into this. You guys really enjoyed my reaction to part 1 of this Money Game trilogy, and today we're hopping into part 2, so let's get straight on into it. REN Money Game part 2. This one doesn't have a music video, this is a lyric video. I feel like I'll be able to follow the lyrics along a lot better with this one, so let's get into part 2. Ooh, okay.
Strange time we're living in, panic and hysteria. Poor man learn, the rich man don't care for your narcissist mindset spread like malaria. Sit back and watch the show. America split through fickle shit. A government of hypocrites. These counterfeit politicians sit in parliament, not adequate. Come on. Needlessly bleeding, resources all dry. Turn a blind eye if it means a pay rise.
Whoa.
Oh, what a shame it would be, I would die if number 10 Downing Street burned in a fire. Only joking, only messing, don't be stressing. I'm a peaceful adolescent, there's no need to be unpleasant. Write my thesis in a rhyme scheme to analyze the brain while my fingers on the trigger of a money game. Oh, rain, a storm it comes our way. And no surprise to distorted lies, poison in the veins, but we don't upon the blame. It's easier to blame. We point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this whole money game.
That's the same as the first one, that's how I know that. Whoa.
This old money game. This old money is a game, and the ladder we climb turns a saint into a sinner with his finger in crime. I'll break it down for you motherfuckers line by line. This is business economics in a nursery rhyme. She sells seashells on a seashore, but the value of these shells will fall due to the laws of supply and demand. No one wants to buy shells because there's loads on the sand. Step 1, must create a sense of scarcity. Shells will sell much better if the people think they're rare, you see. Bear with me, take as many shells as you can find and hide them on an island. Stockpile them high until they're rarer than a diamond. Step 2, people think that they want them, really fucking want them. Hit them like Bronson. Influencers, product placement, featured primetime entertainment. If you haven't got a shell, then you're just a fucking waste, man. Free, it's monopoly. Invest inside some property. Start a corporation, make a logo, do it properly. Shells must sell, that will be a new philosophy. Swallow all your morals, they're a poor man's quality. 4, expand. Clear forest, make land, fresh blood on hands. 5, why just shells? Why limit yourself? She sells seashells, sell oil as well. 6, guns, sell stock, sell diamonds, sell rock, sell water to a fish, sell the time to a clock. 7, press on the gas, take your foot off the brakes, then run to be the president of the United States. 8, big smile, make big wave, that's great. Now the truth is overrated, tell lies out the gate. 9, polarize the people, controversy is the game. It don't matter if they hate you, if they all say your name. 10, the world is yours. Step out on the stage to a round of applause. You're a liar, cheat, a devil, a whore, and you sell seashells on the seashore. Rain, a storm it comes our way. And no surprise to distorted lies, poison in the veins, but we don't upon the blame. It's easier to blame. We point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this whole money game. This old money game. This old.
I really liked that it didn't have a video. Actually, I was really locked in. Videos that REN's chosen for this really kind of add to the lyrics, if that makes sense. So it really worked not having a music video for this one. Let's go back through some of the lyrics. There was a lot of information in that one. I noticed that he said she sells seashells on the seashore. Because of the nature of this song, it being about money, I automatically went to the shell garage, because also it said, I think somewhere it said sell oil, and it had oil rig behind it, so that's what my first thought went to. This is business economics in a nursery rhyme, Wow. Yeah, and he's totally talking about how diamonds are rare, but they aren't as rare as they're claimed to be. It's just because society and system has built it so that we think as humans that it's rare. So we like have to have it kind of thing. And it was quite interesting that he said about the influencers, ad placements and stuff. It's almost like, you know, it's planted in front of you and makes you think that you need it. Let's go through some of the lyrics then. So it starts off with verse 1. Strange times we're living in, panic and hysteria. Poor man, learn the rich don't care for you. Narcissist mindset spread like malaria. Sit back and watch the show. America, Britain split through fickle shit. A government of hypocrites. When was this released? April 2020, really? Wow. Kind of middle, well, very, very start of the pandemic. So I'd assume Strange Time We Live in, Panic and Hysteria references to 2020 and the start of lockdown where everyone went inside. I'm just reading a bit of what it says at the side here on Genius. It says, narcissism is a need to be admired by others and lack of empathy. In social media, people are rewarded for being narcissistic and egotistic, showing their idealized image for people to admire them. When these people notice it works and it's quite easy, they follow in their steps, spreading the narcissist mindset. Lack of empathy is also common in these strange times when people act like they are empathetic to gain more followers. And then like malaria, you know, malaria is a fast spreading disease, so he had for there for how much it's spreading. Like everyone's becoming this narcissistic mindset, trying to get people to like them. Poor man, learn the rich don't care for you. I mean, in 2020, it really opened up a lot of things, didn't it? I mean, the rich and powerful never really show much concern to those lower than them. That can also, I guess, come back to if, like, even now, 5 years later, from when COVID and lockdown was a thing, still no one really shows empathy to each other, whether that be rich or not. I go on my daily walk and no one really even looks at you, and it's just a shame, really. No one really cares for each other, and I think it's really sad because of the times we're living in, everyone's kind of struggling. You don't really know what's going on behind the scenes, but it's just no one really wants to communicate with anyone, it seems, and everyone's kind of on their own mission. But when you flip that around, I guess everyone's just trying to scrape by and get through their day, and it links back to Vincent's tale, and you know, everyone's just going through that 9 to 5, not feeling very happy about themselves or their situation. That's not for everyone, just to like, you know, people. But yeah, sit back and watch the show America. I'm guessing he's kind of talking about America's problems there. It's hard to think back to what was going on in the world in 2020, really, like politics wise. But there was probably a lot going on in America. When isn't there? Let's be honest. Saying sit back and watch the show, it's almost like he's saying we're watching America as a show and we're entertained by what's happening in their country, almost. Because the next line he goes, Britain split through fickle, so he's turning it back on us there. So that very first kind of, we haven't even got through the whole verse yet, that's just half of verse 1, and it's already showing to me broken society, really. And we go into these counterfeit politicians, sit in parliament, not adequate, needlessly bleeding resources all day, turn a blind eye if it means a pay rise. Oh, what a shame it would be, I would die if number 10 Downing Street burned in a fire. Only joking, only messing, don't be stressing. I'm a peaceful adolescent, there's no need to be unpleasant. Write my theaters in a rhyme scheme to analyse the brain while my fingers on the trigger of a money game. It's just kind of saying that they're ignoring the right thing to do, or saying the right thing, whatever that may be, just to get a pay rise, not being true to yourself, just saying what the people want to hear. You know, everyone's just interested in their own self-interest at that point, just to get a pay rise. But you could also flip it around and on whether it not just being the government he's talking about here, but anything like, I don't know, influencers, for example, maybe they're not being true to themselves just because they need that pay rise, but unfortunately they need that pay to live because everything is so expensive. The way he says, what a shame, it's quite sarcastic sounding. Only joking, only messing, don't be stressing. So he's then gone back on himself there. You know, irony of it. He's playing with it there. Oh, just joking, only messing, don't be stressing. Maybe actually he's showing there how we're all kind of trained to soften when we say something out of the a bit outspoken. So while my finger's on the trigger of money game, but also could be just not on the money game, but also that, and we all participate in the money game, the money system. We don't have a choice, to be honest. So that part he's very much balancing between anger and humour. He's very much on a scale there, because obviously if you go too far the other way, there's going to be some repercussions there. And then chorus, oh rain, 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 a storm it comes our way, and those who rise, who distorted lies, poisoning the veins, but we like to point the blame, blame, blame. It's easier to blame, point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this old money game, which is the same chorus as in part 1. I went through that chorus quite a bit in my part 1 of money game, but it just kind of is a chorus saying how we all like to paint the blame on someone else, or whoever that may be, government, others, whoever, but when we look back at ourselves, we do play a part in this whole money game. Verse 2, it's a very long verse. It's kind of just the rest of the song, so I'm going to break it up as best I can. Verse 2, money is a game and the ladder we climb turns Satan to a sinner with his finger in crime. I'll break it down for you line by line. This is business, economics in a nursery rhyme. She sells seashells on the seashore, but the value of these shells will fall. So money is a game and the ladder we climb. This says that and the ladder we climb part is referencing the accumulation of wealth and act of climbing higher in society, as that is where the profit and power lies. This life is framed as a game where money equals points, turns a saint into a sinner with his finger in crime. So that's really saying that even a saint, which is like saying you could be the purest, most good person out there, but even the saints can be corrupted by the greed and the money of the money game. And the idea of wealth can tempt people into those dark actions. And then he says, I'll break it down for you line by line. You know, he's saying that he's going to teach us, and he wants our direct attention. You know, when he says, I'll break it down for you, it's very much like, well, you're talking to me now. You've caught my attention. Yeah, this is a business economics in a nursery rhyme. Wow. Why is everyone saying about Luigi in the comments? Like Luigi's in the Mario character. Someone will have to enlighten me on that. I guess you could say in a nursery rhyme, it's because nursery rhymes are very easy to understand, and he's putting it like, and then it goes into, she sells seashells on the seashore, but the value of these shells will fall. I guess you could look at that line as seashells. There's thousands, millions of seashells on the seashore, but the value of these shells will fall because there's so much of them, because he goes into the diamonds, doesn't he, later on in the song, and obviously the more of something there is, the value is going to fall. I'm going to pick out a random thing here. A Funko Pop. I used to collect Funko Pops. If they made them more rare, their value would go up, but because there's so many of them, their value is going to decrease because there's so many of them. And they become pretty much worthless. But when they come out on the website and they drop, they make it almost as if you think you need them because there aren't going to be that many. But an influencer did a clothing brand, released it. In 10 minutes, it was sold out. A whole controversy came out that they made it seem as if it was sold out in 10 minutes to create that hype that you need to be the first one there to get it, if that makes sense. Like, they create this speculation around it so that you feel like you need it. You feel like, you know, you have to be one of them that have it. It will be rare, blah, blah, blah. Unfortunately, and things just do lose their value, and that is a shame because it used to be fun to collect things because they were rare or like you were one of the only ones to have it, but it's not really like that anymore. So going on to the next part, due to the laws of supply and demand, no one wants to buy shells because there's loads on the sand. Step 1, you must create a sense of scarcity. What I just said, shells will sell much better if people think they're rare. You see. Bear with me, take as many shells as you can find and hide them on an island. Stockpile them high until they're rarer than a diamond. So exactly what I was saying there. No one wants to buy shells because there's loads of them, you know? That's why actually I really quite liked, I've got them here actually. I did an unboxing of them over on my Patreon, but I've got 2 of REN's figures. But they're a one stock thing, so they keep the rarity. Due to the laws of supply and demand, no one wants to buy shells because there's loads on the sand. This says, the more supply, the less demand, so the price falls. Exactly what I said. He's explaining the fundamental principle of economics in nursery rhyme style. Yeah, he is exactly. It's very simple. Step 1, you know, step 2, step 3. To increase value, you need people to believe that something is rare. This is exactly how marketing, monopolies, and even luxury brands operate. I can't speak. Making things seem limited boosts desire. 100%, that's exactly what I was talking about just then. Shells will sell much better if people think they're rare. So again, making them think they're rare will drive the sales, drive demand. Unfortunately, everything is all about making money, because once again, that is the only way that you survive, that you get everything, that you buy what you need, food, clothes, warmth, a house, bed, you know, that is just how it is. So it's almost like a manipulation system to the buyer, which it is. Don't get me wrong though, like you can still buy things, it's not like that, but that's just a very big tactic in retail especially. Bear with me, take as many shells as you can find and hide them on an island. A trick, control the supply. By hoarding resources, you manufacture scarcity. This parallels how corporations or governments stockpile goods, or how diamonds were stockpiled to keep their prices high. But then he goes into the next part saying, stockpile them high even until they're rarer than a diamond. By hoarding, you can create artificial rarity, a clear nod to the diamond industry, which deliberately restricts diamond release into the market to maintain high prices. Very, very interesting. Step 2, gotta make the people think they want them, really want them, really want them. Hit them like Bronson. Influencers, product placement, featured primetime entertainment. If you haven't got a shell, then you're just a waste man. 3, it's a monopoly. Invest in size and property. Start a corporation, make a logo, do it properly. Shells must sell. That will be your new physiology. Swallow all your morals, you're a poor man's quality. It says, before REN goes on about how to make these seashells popular, this line shows that if the people want it and they know it's rare, they will try and buy it. Some people use rare items for clout and fame online. From this, people will want to buy more as they are aware of it and it's popular in the media. I've been a victim of that before. I don't really remember what kind of things off the top of my head, but I just remember in lockdown I spent so much money on stuff that I never would have needed if it wasn't in front of me on a screen saying it's really popular, you know, you have to be one of these guys that has it. You know, it's just, yeah, sickening thinking about it really. Who is Bronson? Hit him like Bronson. This is a reference to the 2008 movie Bronson, a movie about the real life of a violent prisoner. Oh wow. To hit him like Bronson could mean then that it's like making you like him because you want it, like, you know, you're fighting over it almost. Influencers, product placement, featured primetime entertainment. This says very much the modern marketing tools. I mean, social media influencers, ads in TVs and films, which don't even get me started on streaming services having ads in the middle. It drives me crazy. Ads are just everywhere, like everywhere. They'd even be on the side of this if I didn't have a blocker, but oh, it's just crazy. If you haven't got a shell, then you're just a waste man. So saying there, if you haven't got the possessions, you don't own the valuables, you're seen as worthless, which is just not true at all. But obviously that's how society has made it seem. Like if you don't have a really good expensive car, you know, you're seen further down than people who do. 3, it's monopoly, invest inside some property, start a corporation, make a logo, do it properly. It's no longer just about shells, but building an empire. Echoes how capitalism encourages monopolization and corrupt identity. So maybe people aren't investing in property so much anymore, but they're now just investing, or they think they're investing into these products now. Like if you, I don't know, if you even used REN's figurine, I mean, maybe some people that have bought them, I mean, to be honest, every time things release, there's always resellers, whether that be for concert tickets, figurines, clothes, anything. You always go onto Vinted or eBay or whatever that may be, and you see people put them up for so much. And I just think there was a time where that would have been an investable thing, but it's just not really viable anymore. Like that could take years to become worth thousands, and at that point £1,000 won't really get you anywhere anyway, and not many people probably would pay £1,000 for that, so it's not very liable. Maybe it is, just maybe with different things, or because I know that's some people's business and they've made that a business, which is incredible, but maybe they got in there before, you know. Where did I get to? It's a really long paragraph. Swallow all your morals, you're a poor man's quality. That's where I got to. If you put your morals over everything, you create less profit because you're using money on properly providing for customers, paying for your workers and so on. Creating maximum profit would require not valuing morals at all and pushing everyone else down and abusing them for profit. These companies don't care about how they get their profit. Wow. And this works because the general public buy the products anyway. But point the mirror at ourselves, we're all part of this old money game. Yes, that lyric in itself is crazy. I say this all the freaking time. It's like da da da. The money goes up this side, you can't afford the clothes anymore, so you have to go to these. And they rise even though they're morals and everything. So it is just part of a big money game. And this goes back to, you know, creating less profit because you're using money on properly providing for customers. I could ramble on for a long, long time. Yeah. Here we go again. 4. Expand, expand, expand. Clear forest, make land, fresh blood on your hands. 5. Why just shells? Why limit yourself? She sells, seashells sell oil as well. We're not just seashells on the beach now. We're now oil worldwide. We've gone from, you know, a small scale to large scale all of a sudden, you know. Growth is the core rule of capitalism. Constant explanation no matter the cost. Companies are pressured to grow endlessly. Enough is never enough. Probably linking back to what I said about mass production of meat, or just for an example of how it goes up in price and just continuing. You have to more. Clear forest, make land, fresh blood on your hands. I don't know how many different housing estates I pass on my everyday that are crushing land. I mean, every time I go out on my walk, I'm like, one day this won't be here anymore because it will be more houses. I go through a lovely great big forest. One day that won't be there. So again, it's like all for profit, isn't it? You know, deforestation for profit, agriculture, real estate. 5. Why just shells? Why limit yourself? She sells, seashells sell oil as well. If the shells made money, why not sell something even more profitable? Oil. one of the, well, oil is one of the biggest things in the world for money. 6, guns sell stock, sell diamonds, sell rocks, sell water to fish, sell the time to a clock. Whoa, that's crazy. Besides selling what you started out with, sell other stocks in order to gain even more money. This line states to sell everything, even if it's illegal. Guns, diamonds, rocks. If it makes you a ton of money, this is further reinforced by the fact the song is talking about making money through the loss of morals. And yeah, so it's like, even if something's bad or illegal, you still sell it because it makes profit. So again, morals totally out the window. This is what I was talking about. A fish needs water to live and a clock needs the time to function. Sell the people what they want at overly high price equals max profit because they have to pay to survive. I think that's what I was saying at the beginning about food. You know, you have to pay. And it's like, when I'm going to go on a ramble now. I need to stop myself. I'm part of this whole money game. So yeah, that's pretty nuts. Like, that's crazy lyrics there. Sell water to a fish, sell the time to a clock. That's crazy. 7, press on the gas, take your foot off the brakes and run to the President of the United States. 8, big smile, mate, big wave, that's great. Now the truth is overrated, tell lies, out the gate. 9, polarize the people, controversy is the game. It doesn't matter if they hate you, if they say your name. 7, press on the gas, take your foot off the brakes. There's no slowing down. Keep driving at full speed. Wow, you know, that very much symbolises the power, I guess. 8, big smile, mate, big wave, that's great. So big smile, you know, you're faking it. Wave, you're waving, you don't really care. That's great. You're giving over this presence of who you are, but it's not really what you like. Now the truth is overrated, tell lies, get out the gate. 9, polarize the people, controversy is the game. Divide and conquer, this says. Keep citizens against fighting each other instead of uniting against issues. Wow. Wow, it doesn't matter if they hate you, if they all say your name. Wow. So yeah, it's like there's no such thing as bad news. If your name is always in the press, you're still getting out there. You're gaining from that. You're gaining, whether that be publicity, you may get more followers, you'll get talked about, people will sell things because you're hot news, you know, all about that. 10, the world is yours, step out on a stage to a round of applause, you're a liar, a cheat, a devil, a whore, and you sell seashells on the seashore. Final stage of it, because that's the last part of verse 2. Gone against your morals, step out on a stage to a round of applause, everyone is now awarding you and clapping for you. Wow. Suggests how society idolizes wealth and power regardless of how it was gained. Exactly. Strip away, despite the applause, people applauding you. Behind that, the truth is corrupt. Greed, you've gone against your morals, you may have sold things to get to where you are badly, whatever that may be. And then the last, and you sell seashells on the seashore. So it ends it, bringing it back full circle moment. It's very like chilling almost, you know, and you sell seashells on the seashore. You followed your dream of becoming a capitalist by following Luigi's wise words. What is this about Luigi? What am I missing here? And then it goes into chorus. So that was a lot to go through there, and a lot of points I had as well. I'm very excited to get into part 3 now. I may have to cut a lot of this out. I've been talking for over an hour for a 3-minute song. But I had so much to talk about. I don't know if I'll have to chop out some of what I've said on here, just because, you know, if I do, I'll put my extended version over on my Patreon that will be linked down below. If you would like to request a song, music video, live performance, film, TV show, anything, that will also be linked down below as well. Thank you so much guys for watching this reaction with me. Do let me know if there's anything that I missed out on that you'd like to add down below as well, and I will see you in a brand new video super soon. Bye guys.